Hi everyone, it's Andy here from Ielts LMS again, and today we're going to talk about planning, or in many cases, lack of planning for your Ielts test. The biggest requests, the greatest requests that we get, the most common requests I should say, are for students who are preparing for the test and you say, when are you taking it? And they say 2 days, or Friday, or next week, or in 1 month's time. And you say, well, what do we do? Well, it's difficult to know what to do with such a short amount of time. But in this video, I'm going to tell you the best way to approach your test if you've got a short amount of time. Now, commonly we suggest to students that it takes around about 3 months to improve your score by half a band. Now, obviously, some people can do it more quickly than this, and some people take longer to do it, but it's round about that sort of mark. So that's what you should be planning for. You should be planning for half a band every 3 months. Now, if you haven't done that, or you can't do that, or even if you are doing that, where do you start? Well, you probably know the band score that you need or that you want. The first thing to do after that is to find out where you are right now. So go to an IELTS mock test, practice test. We've got plenty of them here on our website. So go and do a practice test and do it under time conditions. Do a reading, a listening, a writing, and a speaking. Okay, do it timed. Don't cheat, and find out where you are. The reading and the listening is kind of easier because it's auto-graded and you can see pretty much what band score you're going to get straight away. With the writing and the speaking, it's a bit more difficult. So you either need to get someone like us to grade your writing and speaking for you, or you need to learn how to use the rubrics properly. And we've got a course there down here for that, rubric training. So you can do it yourself, or ask a friend, or ask a teacher. But you need that baseline, right? You need to know where you are now. So once you know where you are and you know where you need to get to, you've probably got a good idea of what your strengths and what your weaknesses are. So if you've only got a limited amount of time, you need to concentrate your effort on the area or the skill that you need to improve the most. So whether it's reading, listening, writing, or speaking. Now, if it's one of the receptive skills, reading or listening, we call those receptive skills, then you can do a lot by yourself. You can do practice tests to improve your test-taking ability. You can do a lot of reading. Now, reading quality newspapers, magazines like The Economist, Psychology Today, National Geographic. These are magazines where IELTS often get their articles from. They're very good. They're well-written magazines. So you can do some reading, and you can look at the other courses that we've got here on IELTS LMS as well. Listening, similarly, you can go to some podcasts. Listening's a bit different for IELTS, I guess, because a lot of it is education-based and lectures. So you can go to uni sites and look at lectures online. Podcasts, as I said, YouTube stuff for learning IELTS, but also television shows and particularly documentaries. There are some fantastic documentaries online that can help you with your listening skills and also give you some more vocabulary and greater understanding. So that's the reading and the listening. Keep on testing yourself and see where you're getting, if you're increasing your band scores. The other thing to do is to think about if you're good or bad at a particular question type. Now here we've got another course here, IELTS Mastery. So this is a video course that goes through everything about the IELTS test, and it gives you hints and advice on how to answer different types of questions. So you can go and have a look at that. Writing and speaking, the productive skills, are a little more challenging, and they're often where people need most help. So if your writing and your speaking need work, you've just got to practice writing and speaking. The thing I suggest most for writing is that make sure you do an outline before you start writing an essay. Outlining your ideas increases your coherence and cohesiveness, and it lets you be more analytical in whether you've actually answered the question properly. So have a look at changing your methodology for writing. Writing and speaking, people often get let down because they don't know enough about a certain topic. So IELTS is a theme-based course. We say this over and over again. The themes like environment and health and medicine come up all the time. So if your score is low because you don't really understand some of the questions, then I strongly advise you to go through either our mini lessons, which are theme-based, and they are particularly there for you to get a better understanding in certain topics and certain themes, or even better, our course Mastering IELTS, a theme-based approach. So both of these are available on our websites. The mini lessons you'll see there. I try to add to those weekly, although sometimes it takes a couple of weeks to put a new one together. Or Mastering IELTS, a theme-based approach. On there's 12 common themes that you can go through. Education, environment, architecture. And these themes come up all the time in IELTS. But more importantly, it teaches you how to connect these different themes together, so that if you get something, an IELTS question about transport, for example, you might be able to relate that to your knowledge on the environment or on tourism, or these things are related, so it teaches you how to connect those ideas together. When you do your writing and your speaking practice, again, you need to see how you're doing. So you need some kind of grading. You need some kind of feedback mechanism there. Now, again, we've got a rubric training module. IELTS have just released new versions of their rubrics, which include a lot more detail. So they're really useful for you to self-assess. Or you need a friendly teacher, or you need to know someone whose English is better than yours, who knows how to use the tests, or you can use our grading service. We have a very, very affordable grading service for when you need it, and you don't have to buy packages or bundles. You don't have to have writing and speaking. You can choose one or the other. So you can do that every so often if you like, to give you some better feedback on where you are. So that's really the best advice I've got for you, whether you've got a short period of time or a long period of time. You need to know your goals. You need to know where you're going. You need to know where you are now. You need to know your strengths and weaknesses so you can work on your weaknesses more. And you need to get that regular practice. This is every day, not just every now and again. You need to do it every day. Do a reading, do a listening, do a speaking, do a writing every day. And get that feedback either from auto-graded reading and listening quizzes or from friendly teachers, good friends, or from our service here for writing and speaking. Okay, that's the best way you're going to get your score up as quickly as possible. Okay, that's it for me for this video. The best of luck with your IELTS test, and stay tuned for more advice and tips, and get stuck into IELTS LMS now. We say there it's the complete preparation, complete IELTS preparation. It really has got everything there for you. Practice tests, courses, rubric training, everything to do with the test as well. Okay, good luck. See you next time.